All right, good morning, you guys. It is time for your health check, and on this Fitter Friday, we are exploring the world of virtual exercise for kids. So think video games meets working out. Here's more on Homecourt.
Homecourt really started as a basketball training app. And we started with dribbling, which is not exactly the most exciting part of basketball, learning how to dribble, getting really good at it. But how do you make that fun? Outside of pandemic, a lot of the way kids experience fitness is actually through sports, whether it's playing basketball, soccer with your friends, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, those things are less accessible during this time. And so, how do we kind of recreate some of those experiences? We create a lot of interactive experiences where, again, we putting the player into their own kind of augmented reality game environment where they're not like playing a Mario character. Them themselves are actually the video game character, so to speak. And so they're earning points through their physical activity. You can earn coins, you can earn badges, just like you're a video game character. You could be there in Dallas, Sonia. You could challenge me to a workout, and then you would do it. And then I would be able to see your score, and then I could actually try to beat that. And it could be asynchronous. So one of the powers of being able to do this through, an app is that you actually don't need to even necessarily be there at the same time. And one of the things that we saw was just like, PE teachers really saying, hey, like, obviously there's the Zoom stuff, like how do we do these live classes? But also, how do I provide kind of more at-home homework, so to speak, or exercises that are fun and engaging for kids to just keep them moving? Because usually I can do that and motivate them if we're in person. We're all doing this together, but how do I do that in a more distributed way? And Homecourt became one of the really popular things that we started to see this community of PE teachers, posting challenges on their Twitter or Facebook or Instagram accounts, challenging their students.
Streak bonus times 3. 3 points.
Hey, I got this score doing this agility drill or this cross-training drill on Homecourt. See if you can beat me. Post your video.
I think that's such a cool idea. Most of their services are free to use, and you can download the Homecourt AI app in your app store, and I'll post them in my Instagram stories for you as well.